Hey everyone, and welcome to episode 58 of the ToonamiGAF podcast. I'm Greg Zeno. With us tonight we have C. Kohler
Hello.
and BB Boy 20.
Yo.
And tonight we're talking about Lupin first.
Cool.
Cool.
Return. Or at least the first time on Toonami.
Yeah, they've definitely never shown Lupin on American TV before. At least I don't think.
I thought somebody was in the thread was saying that they had shown like an old version of Lupin a long time ago, but I don't remember the details.
Really?
I thought so, but maybe they were just mistaken or I read it wrong.
That's how I got exposed to Lupin the Third. Plenty of others probably in the United States at the time.
So we do know it's coming like on June something. June.
It's Gundam's replacement.
Oh, okay. Do we know? They haven't said what time slot though, have they?
No. Well, we'll see.
Uh-oh.
What?
Look who joined.
Uh-oh.
You want to start over?
Oh,
No.
and he uses that avatar for Google.
No, we could just keep going. Just
Okay.
Imperial Bishop joins, literally.
A new challenger appears.
Oh, guys, I just got back and I saw your PM, Grazino. Are you guys already?
You literally bust through the wall like the Kool-Aid Man. Oh yeah!
Well, we just started, so we were talking about Lupin.
Oh, okay. Sorry, guys, for last minute arrival. My apologies.
No, it's okay.
Lupin the Third. I'm actually looking forward to this because I've only seen bits and pieces of the part 1 and 2, so I never actually seen the full original parts in full. So I'm actually looking forward to this and seeing. I heard good things.
I've never seen Lupin either. I mean, I only know it by reputation.
I've heard good things about the woman called Fujiko Mine. So that's another one I want to watch.
Is
But
that
yeah,
like?
but yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
That's like a movie based like after this series or right around the same time, right?
Well, Toonami was trying to get it, so that must be like
standalone.
must be a series.
It's technically a series. It's like a one-shot series, I guess you can call.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's got I forget the actress's name, but she's playing the one who voiced Rukia and Yoko and Gurren Lagann. She does Fujiko.
Michelle Ruff?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
She's
I'm surprised I remembered her name.
And the director of that series, like later on, would create, well, probably her most popular work, Yuri on Ice. Some from female exploitation to male exploitation.
Anyway, we were about to talk about where do we think it's going to what time do we think it's going to run? Because there are kind of three options here. A, it just replaces Gundam Cold Cut, and that makes sense because it's not a really well-known show. Like, it would make sense. It's probably not expensive, and it's not really well-known, so it makes sense that they would kind of put it after Hunter x Hunter. Option B, it pushes Hunter x Hunter down 30 minutes.
Nope.
Which also makes sense because it is new.
Yeah.
But
Option
Hunter
C,
x Hunter's
which
new,
is
so-
which is the Tokyo Ghoul continues to get 600,000 viewers option. It pushes down Tokyo Ghoul and Hunter x Hunter, or maybe even you know what? That's just wishful thinking.
I think if I had to guess right now, I would say that it's probably going to come before Hunter x Hunter because it's new.
Yes.
Well, here's the thing. Hunter x Hunter is a dub premiere. And when was the last time we've ever had a dub premiere at 2 a.m.? Was it? I don't remember us ever having a dub premiere at 2 a.m. So I'm kind of mixed on pushing Hunter x Hunter down. So,
But I think this Lupin is a dub premiere too.
yeah. Yeah, it is also a dub premiere, I think.
I think it is because
Yeah.
I was reading the Anime News Central or Anime News Network article about this, and they said that they premiered the dub at a recent convention or something,
Oh, okay.
and that they
So,
plan to bring out Blu-rays.
oh,
So
so
I
I guess
think,
it's kind of not a dub premiere then, but I don't
well,
know
I
what
mean,
the.
like, I'm assuming they debuted like an episode at there, but I don't think the dub has been available. I could be wrong.
Like, this
Hmm.
is the first time you will be able to watch the dub in full.
I think so.
Well, ideally, I want them to push back Tokyo Ghoul to 2 a.m.
Yeah.
So I can sleep earlier.
That 200 drop after Attack on Titan, according to the latest ratings.
Yikes.
Yeah, I mean, ratings are still good, I guess, for the first half of the block, but the second half of the block is just everything tanks
Hunter x Hunter is being
after.
dragged into a pit of darkness by these two god-awful shows.
Naruto's like, come down here. We all float down here.
It's so comfy down here.
It's dark
Well-
and hell is hot.
Welcome to long running anime hell.
So there you go, Lupin the Third Part 4, coming June 19th, I believe.
That sounds right.
And so now I believe MomoCon is this week.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
And
Nobody
next
I-
thing, I mean,
I
that's...
I thought it already passed.
No, it did not.
Nobody
it's
at
Thursday.
ToonamiGAF is going.
I don't think so, because Sata's moving to Washington.
Yeah, I'm not.
I am sure we will hear the news, and the news is probably Stardust Crusaders replaces Titan in July.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
I was
seems
gonna
logical.
say that Attack on Titan has 6 more episodes left, I think. Or
Uh,
no,
we just had episode
5,
30.
right? I mean, I guess. Oh, counting by.
I believe the 5th episode of the 2nd season. So it's got about half. It's about just under halfway done.
Yeah, it should end in July. So, yeah, I guess a perfect time for Stardust Crusaders.
Perfect time slot too. Just slide it right in there. And then that pretty much leaves us with just the Tokyo Ghoul slot opening up in September.
Tokyo
that's gonna-
Ghoul.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. Originally, when Tokyo Ghoul was announced, I thought maybe after that ended, they would replace it with Blue Exorcist: The Kyoto Saga. But apparently, the dub is exclusive to Hulu. I don't know if you guys saw the news on Anime News Network, but it's now exclusive to Hulu. So I don't know if that's gonna come to Toonami anytime soon.
I don't think Toonami did or would really pursue it too hard.
Yeah,
Right.
I can't say whether they'd pursue it or not, but I agree with you.
I certainly think they
Bishop.
didn't care. They wouldn't care enough to outbid Hulu for it.
That's what I'm about to say. Yeah, I think that
Mhm.
once something goes exclusive Hulu, I think it's not coming to the block for sure.
Yeah, I just figured, since it's an Aniplex title, maybe they wanted to, get something Aniplex related in. So I guess that makes sense.
We don't have anything Aniplex on the block, do we?
Not right now.
It's all mostly Funimation.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. Funimation is very prolific and gets most of the stuff you would think to air on Toonami. So
Yeah,
It's kind of. Oh, go ahead, B-boy.
So what's still the most popular dubbing company around?
yeah.
Probably. I'd say even more than Viz. Yeah.
And now that they've combined with Crunchyroll, it's like, wow.
Oh, that's still going on?
I mean, yeah, Crunchyroll, basically their agreement is, everything Funimation gets, Crunchyroll will, simulcast the sub while they do the simuldub. And that kind of led to Sentai this past season putting a lot of their shows exclusively with Anime Strike on Amazon.
Oh,
Just as
Amazon
kind of-
Prime?
Yeah. Well, Anime Strike, which basically.
Amazon Strike.
Yep. So
That's
Amazon, the way
another
Amazon
issue
does
right
it is
there.
that
Getting exclusive rights to a bunch of anime this season.
you have to pay extra for Strike on top of Prime.
Yeah.
It is kind of cool though that we're kind of in an interesting time when all these networks are kind of like trying to get these anime exclusives. I mean, it used to be like you'd be lucky if somebody had anime, and now they're all like vying to like, oh, you can only watch this show on our network.
Yeah, but that's also kind of a bad. That also gets into the thing of now I have to pay for like 5 different services.
Well, I'm agree. I mean, I'm not excited about the prospect of that, exclusivity, but I do think it's cool that like it kind of shows just how strong anime still is in the public consciousness that they're doing that.
Until the bubble bursts.
Well, you could have said that a decade ago.
The second collapse.
Nah.
It's
The second.
no, it's not going to be another collapse, but it's tough, having a Crunchyroll subscription, Funimation for the broadcast dubs, and it's really problematic to have Amazon Strike and now Netflix in the ring as well.
Oh, basically when something goes to Netflix, it's just like, well, that's dead.
And like they're just going to release the first half of Little Witch Academia next month.
Yeah, see, this is awful because I don't even have Netflix right now, and now I'm going to have to think about getting it.
They just released that Blam movie.
Yeah, and they also had, and I think they still do have the exclusivity to Seven Deadly Sins.
Well, nobody cares about that show.
Shut up. I kind of like it.
I thought Crunchyroll recently added Seven Deadly Sins.
Did they? Oh, they did. I didn't know that.
It might have been like a
Not
backlog
sure.
stuff of old stuff that maybe Netflix let the license expire on. Anyway, I was about to say, after Stardust Crusaders is inevitably announced, we have just one new show slot the entire rest of the year,
Okay,
and that's it.
hold on 1 minute. Is it just me or does it sound like everyone's voices are slowing down?
It must just be you.
I don't know what you're
I
talking
mean,
about.
just my bandwidth.
Anyway, so basically, in September, when Tokyo Ghoul ends, finally,
Finally. And
We'll
people
get
call
that.
season 1 a mixed bag.
we'll get a new show, and that's probably going to be Mob Psycho. Because it would make sense for them to get their top, like their 3 poll, which one do you want shows back to back to back?
You know,
Yeah,
for what it's
I
worth,
Psycho.
I was actually wondering maybe they're going to wait out on My Academia for them to get stacked in both season 1 and 2, like apparently what they did with Tokyo Ghoul, since
I can
season
see that.
2 is already in the runnings, or currently airing.
If they were going to do it, that's how they do it.
Yeah,
well, I guess we'll know something this Thursday or Friday or whenever.
that would probably mean next year though. So
Yeah.
who knows by then?
And then after look, here's more just hot take, but those 2 shows I think are pretty much locked in for this year. And of course, every time I've said that on this podcast previously, I've been dead wrong.
Yeah.
And that
I
still
think-
leaves out them Arm-Blooded Orphans. Or
I mean,
whatever.
I think there's a
season
lot of
2.
shows. I mean, like IBO and Mob Psycho and Stardust Crusaders. All of those are kind of up in the air. I think which one could come next, if any.
I mean, I think Stardust Crusaders is pretty locked in.
Well, I think it's locked in, but doesn't necessarily mean it's the next one.
Well, remember that there was that Ask FM post where this guy was like, "Is it coming after Attack on Titan?" And he's like, "Yeah."
Oh, I don't remember it being that specific.
He basically said, "Yeah." He basically all but said, "Yes, it's coming at that exact date."
Okay.
Yeah, and I think, or at least I know, Richard Epcar's been tweeting hints about them dub being close to or being finished.
Hmm.
Interesting.
Better known as Old Joseph Joestar, for those who really have not watched them season 2, or part 2 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
I can't wait for Stardust Crusaders. Now
So yeah,
I
think
guess knowing that apparently part 3 is that's when the franchise became popular and what struck its identity. It'd be interesting that also translate to the Toonami viewership if it actually does boost, because people were noticing getting disappointed at how lowered the ratings were becoming as the first 2 parts went on.
I think the thing was that it just wasn't doing One Punch Man levels, but One Punch Man was One Punch Man.
Yeah, One Punch Man. That was also dub premiere, but it's also come off the hype. So yeah.
Yeah,
and it wasn't too late like Tokyo Ghoul is.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think of OPM 2. Whenever they might actually attempt to do a simul dub with that whenever that comes out, a simul sub and dub or whatever, like they did with Space Dandy.
Which is insane because Viz doesn't usually do that.
Yeah.
But if there was anything to do it for, that'd be it. Either way, there are my predictions. You know, Stardust Crusaders in July, Mob Psycho in September. So, anyway, you guys want to talk about the ending of Samurai Jack? Are you ready?
Of course. Yeah.
Let me think about that. No.
The collapse of Aku's tower was really the most obviously budgeted thing about that episode.
Hold on, I've got to do the intro.
Oh.
Samurai Jack, episode 62, the end. In this episode, everything you would expect to happen for the ending of Samurai Jack happens. So, what do you guys think?
Except my Johnny Bravo Samurai Jack ship didn't happen.
Rick and Morty did not, in fact, show up through a time portal.
Yeah, I was actually almost completely let down by the predictability of it, with the exception of the Gurren Lagann ending. I did not expect exactly that, so.
Okay.
You predicted Ashi would share almost the same abilities that Aku does.
Well, that was a predict. You know, that was everyone was like, if Jack is going to go back to the past, that's the only way it happens.
Yeah,
that's a big
we even called
prediction.
it on this show. Yeah, pretty much everything that happened in the episode we said would happen, except for her dying at a wedding. That was the only part, and that's the Gurren Lagann thing I'm talking about.
Yeah. I don't know, because I've seen some people were really hung up on the prediction that Jack would not go back to the past. I'm about that. Like, that's the entire. He needs to get back to the past.
Yeah. Well, heck, exactly. And you talk about the opening, like, who was it, B-Dubs, who said that wouldn't it be cool if Aku recites the opening in the episode?
Oh, he did that.
He did exactly that.
I didn't read that. Wow, I guess somebody should let it.
Well, it was kind of a prediction that it's the last episode they'll whip out the classic opening.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
like when they used
just
the
that
season 5 opening. I was like, okay, they're not going to do a cold opening. They're not going to do the original intro or any sort of remix of it. But then once they got to Aku broadcasted to the entire world, and he was playing the original intro, he pops at the end all troll like not.
Of course, it did not include Will.i.am, but you know that was probably licensing. So anyway, I was also a bit disappointed by how bullet pointy it felt.
Yeah, I mean it was fine. It's just it wasn't the out of left field thing I was hoping it would be.
This episode 2 more times, and the way it ended, it didn't need to be like out of left field. It didn't need to be unpredictable. Fine conclusion to the entire season, and for the most part, although when Ashi realized, hey, I have Aku's powers. Let me just get the sword and, just open this time portal without never practicing before. She just, without any practice, time portal and just...
Yeah. I did like that when she does it, it's like there's no like beat there where they're like she has to realize it or she has to like try and fail or something. Like it's just immediate. She's just like, oh yeah, I can do this. Boom, let's go.
Yeah, that
And
part
then
is
Aku delivers the best
it's a
line in
little bit
his. Oh no.
And that's another issue right there. If Aku has the ability to travel through time or create time portals, could he have not gone back in time to stop them from killing past Aku? This leads me to believe that maybe it's a one-time deal. I've seen a few comments from fans saying maybe it's something Aku can only do once. So that's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, he never went back to the past any other time that I'm aware of. So maybe it doesn't work that way.
He probably can't time travel himself.
Yeah, that's
Could be.
one of the few.
He probably can't go through the portal. Well, Nashi could do it, so fuck it, whatever.
Yeah, but doesn't she lose her powers when she gets there or something?
We don't see her use it, but all we see is her die.
Yeah, but that's like a long time later. Yeah, I don't know. It's probably nitpicking or, not that important. But yeah, I do see where you're coming from. It's like he can't go back in past to prevent the thing that's being... But then you just get into this loop where it's just,
It's like we've already introduced time travel in the concept of our show. At some point, it's stupid.
Yeah, time travel, like, it's really complicated. It almost never goes right in fiction, except in, like, Back to the Future, where it's done well.
Yeah, even Back to the Future has problems, but that's for another day. I won't go into it.
We'll save that for another day, because I disagree. But, yeah.
Supposedly, Primer is like the best prediction time travel, and I watched that. So
yeah, Primer's really good. It actually is pretty straightforward and makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a complicated narrative, but the method by which time travel works in that is one of the most believable, I should say.
I haven't seen it yet, but I'm intrigued.
I came out of this episode thinking that they could probably have used 13 episodes instead of 10.
Well, maybe not 13, but maybe 11 episodes or 12, just to tighten things up a bit, expand on some things.
I would agree on that.
Yeah, or this last episode could have been an hour long, instead of 22 minutes, 44
I thought
minutes.
the same thing. This felt like it could have been a really good two-parter.
Yeah. Like, first part, the big battle. Second part, he kills Aku when he has to deal with Ashi dying.
Yeah.
But, I've decided we're going to do a whole episode next week on the entire show, so...
Yeah, I mean, all I want to say is that just to finish up my aspect of the finale, I just want to say that, like, don't get me wrong. I'm not. If I sound down on this episode, I'm not. I thought it was excellent.
Huh.
I don't know, I'm seeing a lot of mixed reaction throughout the internet, but it's the internet, so...
It's something that was waited on for 12 years. It's inevitably disappointing. Like that time, after waiting for anything for 12 years, it's going to be like, oh, I had 12 years to think about how amazing this would be, and then it inevitably turned out, oh, nothing could be that amazing as my imagination.
Yeah, exactly, because some people get their expectations way too high, and they start to, when you ponder and predict on something for way too long, when you actually get it, it's like, oh, okay, well, I expected it, so I guess, it's not good enough.
But it did end, and that's the real.
Yeah, and I think it ended on a good note. I mean, people probably are out there complaining about the fact that it wasn't a truly happy ending, that it was bittersweet, and I think that's fine. I think it's better for that.
And there are those who were hoping for a bittersweet ending, and they got theirs.
Yeah.
In regards of the next week podcast, is it going to just be talk about like just the season or like the entirety of Samurai Jack?
Sorry.
I meant like the next week's is going to be, or this week's, sorry, this week's is going to be the season 5.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, I was been wondering if like maybe we could be kind of a special podcast, maybe get more people in or those who've been fans and invested in this franchise for the longest time to like
Hold
get
on,
it all
guys.
out of the
By way,
way once and for all,
like,
since it's
audio's
now.
lagging for me.
Oh, hello. Shoot.
Hang on, we can hear you. Are you? I think Imperial's having problems. Are you still there?
Talking to Imperial?
Yeah.
Was the audio
I
lagging
can
for
hear him
anyone
moving.
else?
No.
It must be my end.
It seems fine. Okay. Do you want to hang up and connect again?
Yeah, let me do that and boot here.
Okay.
Okay.
Good thing nobody's listening to this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, who's listening to the YouTube version of this anyway?
Apparently me, once in a blue moon.
Like they all get one view, which is C. Kohler ripping the file.
Yeah.
Bishop joined the video room.
Okay, much better.
Okay, cool.
Awesome.
Anyways,
Yeah.
I was saying, in regards of this week's actually it is next week's podcast. You record this like every Tuesday apparently, about rather it'd be kind of like a special podcast on about not just season 5 but the entirety of Samurai Jack. We get in those who maybe more than 4 people who not only has been a fan since the beginning or for a long time, but also both highly knowledgeable and invested among those in ToonamiGAF.
I think I'm probably just thinking of doing it just because Unspeakable Evil was supposed to be here this week and he couldn't make it, so.
But are you going to talk about the whole season or the whole show?
The whole season.
Just the season, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because honestly, I kind of consider them like they're different shows in a way.
Oh.
Because even if we did like a show rank, when we do a show ranking, they're going to be separate because they're separated by so much time, and they're Samurai Jack. The first 4 seasons is episodic. Samurai Jack season 5 is a single connected story.
Yeah.
The tone is wildly different.
Yeah, the tone is different. Blood.
They're really
jokes.
they really can't be combined into one thing. Anyway, you want to talk about Dragon Ball Super?
I believe so.
Overall, saw a somewhat accurate account of the resurrection. This portion of the Resurrection F movie.
Anyway, Dragon Ball Super, episode 19, Despair Redux, the return of the evil Emperor Frieza. Because, man, Battle of Gods was actually a huge success, and we didn't expect that. What the fuck do we do now? Frieza. Just throw out Frieza and hope it works.
I like the movie.
Yeah, the movie was good. This retelling arc, yeah, I've heard a lot of bad things. So
I have also heard it's not too great.
Yeah, now I'm reliving the criticisms of even the most famous arc of them all, feeling stressed out even among Kai.
I mean, those 5 minutes lasted a long time.
I'm not sure it was that or Resurrection F when I saw in the theater that somebody in the audience made a comment on that.
Yeah, I think it was Resurrection F. Because that's
Either
Frieza's movie, so yeah, it had to be.
Either way, not a whole lot happened in this episode except for they revived Frieza.
Yeah, and he's just a bunch of little pieces.
I mean, I guess the Pilaf crew finally had something to do.
Yeah, I like that. And then they got ice cream with ice at no extra charge.
Just like,
And
I am the immortal dragon. No extra charge for the ice.
and Piccolo being the best grandpa.
Yes. Although, did you notice that Videl was saying uncle? His Uncle Piccolo? I'm like, no, he's Grandpa Piccolo, not Uncle Piccolo.
Yeah, he's the real daddy. He's the real daddy.
That's right.
And then there's weird third cousin Goku. Like he's not even really in the family. He's just
Yeah.
that weird guy.
That loner.
Twice removed.
You'll see him like twice over the course of your life because he'll either be dead or training.
Speaking of being dead,
Possibly dead and training at the same time.
most likely. And speaking of being dead, this episode starts out with what I can only assume is Frieza's own personal hell, where he's in like fairyland and little fairies are like wanting him to sing songs and stuff.
Oh,
Is that what's
man.
happening?
I missed the first few minutes because I was in the bathroom, and I guess I missed something.
You missed something weird.
Yeah,
It was Frieza in a cocoon with fairies, like little happy fairies and other things like singing.
That wasn't something related to like the original Dragon Ball.
I don't know, but people in the thread were saying this was hell.
yeah, it's hell.
Okay.
Makes
But
sense.
But this depiction of hell is new, based on this movie.
yeah, I guess Frieza's own personal hell, which I don't blame him for being annoyed because if I had to live
Yeah.
for that for all eternity, yeah, that's
Really,
hell.
couldn't Frieza just take over hell?
Well, it
And
was his personal hell because he couldn't stop them from being all happy.
Yeah.
I mean, really, if Frieza was just sent to hell, he would just take over hell, and then
No,
still
but
take
see,
over the world because being dead means nothing in Dragon Ball.
True, but if you'd seen the scene, he couldn't move. He was like they had him like locked in carbonite basically.
Yeah, like some carbonite cocoon.
Yeah. So
And
he
even
would
if he
just sit
was
there and had
free-
to suffer and take it.
Even if he was free, like King Enma wouldn't have allowed that because he's like twice as strong, apparently.
You know, that's actually, I've said this before, that's my big issue with this arc anyway, because I don't really know what happens. But just the very concept of Frieza coming back and being an enemy just doesn't even strike me as being all that menacing.
It's a cash grab, creatively bankrupt. Like Frieza's the most popular villain, so let's bring him back to life, for
Yeah.
reasons.
But I mean, we've gotten like levels and levels beyond Frieza as far as
Yeah.
enemies.
I'm sure he'll get some bullshit golden power up or something.
Golden,
Yeah.
why you say that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's almost like I've read the script.
We also got to introduce to Commander Sorbet and his ragtag team, including Slippy Toad.
Oh man.
Extremely
guys-
buff devil guy.
These guys were like the most uninteresting pair in the actual movie because I'm not gonna go into spoilers, but they're just not interesting at all.
Like, they're definitely going to get executed by Frieza in 3 episodes.
Our Lord Frieza, he would never betray us, And you guys should have seen the movie because they had the Maximum Hormone Frieza song in the movie, but they didn't have it in Super, so this is 10 times worse.
Oh,
Is that the Frieza
Yeah,
song?
yeah, that's that song. They named the
That's
entire
great.
movie after that, so it's like
Anyway,
Yeah,
that's all that
it's
happened in this episode.
basically, I guess, I think we saw a little bit. Did we see Vegeta and Goku a little bit? I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we
Yeah,
did.
even like Whis is like making little markings out of his marking on their suits.
Yeah, he like signed it with his autograph or something.
Laziest autograph ever.
I will say, I like Whis. Like he's like my favorite new character.
He is. Him and Beerus are the two best things that come out of Super.
Yeah, feels
Or
like it.
this whole new initiative of Dragon Ball.
Because you have these two characters who are obviously stronger than our main heroes, who are just completely nonchalant, sassy, and just they care about food more than anything.
Yeah,
They
and
would
they-
destroy an entire planet because of food.
And they're not like Cell, where they're like just evil. They're like kind of cool, and even though they're menacing, they're also very cool.
Yeah, I suppose that might have been the most. Well, at
Mhm.
least so far, I've seen the most interesting that came out of this new initiative, Dragon Ball, where like instead of people want to destroy worlds because of some nefarious reasons that us humans can relate. You got these beings that are supposed to be omnipotent and they just destroy stuff because they can. It's just in their nature, and where winning their hearts, I guess you can call it, is really your only way for survival, as it turns out in the end of Battle of Gods. And also in the ending, makes an excuse to like, oh, this is how we'll expand Dragon Ball, the franchise, forever through this little plot detail.
Yeah, because I guess I think Toriyama realized that you can't do the same type of enemy again if you're going to revitalize the entire franchise. So you need an antagonist or an enemy that's dramatically different than the ones that came before.
Is Toriyama at least like overall directing the general literal direction of the story?
Nope. He's just giving some ideas, really.
So just being a vague idea man.
Yeah, like his entire there's this interview where he said he's excited that they have this new Dragon Ball room where they can discuss new ideas for the brand anything anymore. So I just get to give the okay on things. So I guess he supervises a few things, but we don't know what that means. It's very vague.
Either way, that was about it for Dragon Ball Super. How about Dragon Ball Z Kai? Dragon Ball Z Kai, the final chapters, episode 118. Stunning Youngsters, number 18's uphill battle, where she has way too much trouble with these people than she should. Number 18 is really struggling against that guy from BoJack Horseman who was just two kids standing on each other.
I'm surprised it took her this long to realize it was Goten in Trunks.
Well, yeah, when you could see a pair of eyes coming out of his belly, she was pretty oblivious about that and not hearing them talk constantly.
Yes, like the voice alone should have been like, wait, that sounds like Goten.
Yeah. Or why do I hear two voices coming from this one person? That's strange.
His body doesn't make natural sense.
It wasn't until they went Super Saiyan, like, oh, it's got to be Goten and Trunks.
And then they got disqualified on the grounds that there were too many people.
Mighty Max has been disqualified by being one too many people.
Yeah. Animation studios like, we're going to insert cartoon logic into it, and you're going to accept it, viewers.
So
Until the-
now the only... Oh, sorry.
Until they, in this case, the kids are out of the bags.
Boo.
Anyway, the only remaining question is how the hell does Mr. Satan actually end up winning this? Or being technically declared the winner?
It's going to be some bullshit.
Yeah, it'll be anything but him throwing a punch, most likely.
Oh, I tripped over a rock. She's out of bounds. Mr. Satan has won. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I didn't even have to throw a punch.
I don't think that's what That's not what happens though. But
It's not.
It'd be like,
It's way worse, but also incredibly obvious.
yeah, it's probably like, I won't hit a girl. Something like that.
Anyway, so also Dubber is done taking a shit.
He's redder than ever.
oh man. What is flawed?
Oh. Oh, why am I laughing at this? Oh.
It's all we had in our minds. Like when this first aired when we were kids, we're like, is he in a bathroom? Like, is that a bathroom?
Okay, I'll go fight him, but first I have to poop. See you in 5 hours.
I don't remember anything about before Boo came on screen, so
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
like
I don't expect this guy
years
to last,
ago.
even though he's supposed to be like this world's almost Satan. I don't even expect him to last long because we know Majin Buu, the gooey pink guy, is going to be the big bad. So
Well, he probably was gonna call himself Satan, but then you have Mr. Satan, so that name's taken. So that name is copyrighted. So he's like, darn it, I have to change my name. Dabura. There we go. Yeah.
what's Dabura based on?
Like it's like devil, Deburu. Like
oh, okay, I get it.
how the Japanese pronounce Debu. Deburu.
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see how many episodes he lasts.
I mean, he will probably get destroyed by Gohan next episode.
Probably.
Probably as Gohan's last cool moment in the entire series.
Spoilers, no.
Before he turns into Dad Gohan.
Before he turns into geeky bookworm Gohan.
Yeah.
Before he turns to self-insert Akira Toriyama.
Oh.
Oh shit!
Seriously, does he not look like? You even get the impression he looks like him?
Yeah,
Ever since
he does kind of, yeah. I think it's for the haircut he has in Super.
Hmm.
Boy,
Anyway.
I bet new viewers are confused. Like, oh wait, why does Gohan have a haircut here, but in here his hair is normal? What's going on?
You mean Super doesn't take place before Kai?
What?
Also, why did they cancel Bleach?
Oh man, you know what? We're
When
probably
are
going
you
to
guys
get
gonna
that
air
question.
Naruto Shippuden?
We're going to get these questions here in like a day or two if they live stream that keynote or whatever.
I'm pretty sure they don't anymore.
Darn it.
One Piece. Too soon?
Ah,
yeah, they-
why did you guys cancel One Piece? I'm not gonna be too mad at that guy.
Right.
Yeah.
How many? You think there's going to be somebody who's going to be like, "Why did you cancel Samurai Jack?"
Whoa, where's Samurai Jack? That's the only thing I was watching. I don't watch this anime garbage, just
I would
Chinese
ask-
cartoons.
Why did you cancel One Piece and put Tokyo Ghoul of all things in its place?
Look at
It's
its
so
ratings.
bad. But before we get to that, Attack on Titan.
Yes.
Attack on Titan, episode 30, Historia.
Radiant Historia.
Radiant Historia. So I was confused at the start of this episode because I thought it was like at the same time. I didn't realize it was flashback, so I was like, where the fuck is it snowing inside the walls? Like, I know the walls are big, but it's not that big that it can be blizzard in this location
Yeah.
and not blizzard in this castle location.
I thought the same thing. I didn't.
I was like-
it took me a little bit to figure it was a flashback. So I'm like, "What is?" They can't be that far away.
It's like, oh, it's just they're back in training. Okay. And so the first part of the half of the episode is literally just an entire conversation between, Ymir and Krista.
Yeah, it's a bit of a somewhat of a cool down, literal in this
Yes.
case, after
Overall,
the previous episode.
I thought this episode was great.
Oh yeah,
Really
I
good
liked
episode.
I really liked this episode too. Good character development, I guess, for Ymir and Krista, or Historia now.
Yeah.
So, and Aaron came in to save the day last minute, and he trips on his butt like an idiot. So.
He's like, I got my first ever ODM Titan kill. And it's like, wait, what? Oh my god, that's fucking pathetic.
Like he's keeping score. Like
It's like you said that thinking it would be cool, but it just makes you incredibly lame. Like Mikas has already killed like 75 Titans.
Yeah.
even Armin's killed more Titans than Aaron.
Oh, you're right.
I mean, more ODM. I mean, Aaron's killed a lot of Titans.
Yeah,
by
but
punching.
see, Aaron can yell better than anyone else.
Yes. So what's the thing? He yells, it distracts them, and then Mikasa comes in to save the day. Like,
Yeah.
good job, Aaron. You did your part.
So in this episode, you know, Ymir turns into crazy little, you know, monkey freak Titan.
Yes.
And
She looked
also,
like-
she was the Titan that ate Rainer's and Boltholt's friends, so there's that.
Like
That's
her
weird.
tie looks a little bit like a goblin to me.
Yeah, me too.
I suppose he can be interpreted in that kind of mindset. One would think her Titans looks like, or what it reminds them of.
I really like when she was just like, fuck this tower, bricks.
Yeah. I mean, it was a cool idea. Like, when she started pulling on that, I was thinking, what are you doing? This is a bad idea. And then she, like, you hear her go, like, climb on. And which is another thing. I don't think I've ever seen a Titan shifter actually talk in Titan form before.
I get the feeling she's been at this a lot longer than everyone else.
Could be, yeah.
I
Either
have
way.
some ideas as only an anime viewer, consumer of this franchise, of what that means, but
Well, Aaron's incapable of talking. He could just yell. That's why he's all yeah. That's why he's
Yeah, it
always
fits his character.
yelling. Yeah.
yeah. And then going back to like his first ODM kill, is like, it does feel like it was the show just finally acknowledges that, yeah, we know a whole lot of viewers don't like him, so we'll kind of like riff on him for these viewers' sake.
Unfortunately, I think our time with no Aaron in the show is very rapidly coming to an end.
Yeah, I kind of feel that way, too.
Like, the group has been they've been recollected together, so here's Aaron again. Also, where the fuck is John?
It's good while it lasted. Yeah, I was gonna say,
Like-
where's John?
Like, nobody really noticed until, like, this episode, but John's just not in the show anymore.
He's like who is the other guy in the other Bryce Papenbrook show? Sword Art Online, Klein. He's like the Klein of Attack on Titan. He just shows up whenever.
He just shows up whenever, and he's like, oh, there's no pizza here either. Either way, so, C-Caller, I know you've got something queued up, so play it.
Oh, yeah. So there was a scene also in this episode where Ymir gets taken over by the other Titans, and one of the characters shouts this.
They're eating her! And then they're going to eat me! Oh my god!
Like, it was perfect, like, oh, they're eating her! Like, the exact same line.
I wonder if Funimation took notice.
I
I
think
kind of
yeah,
wonder.
it has to be a reference.
They would do something like that. Funimation likes to get cute sometimes.
Yeah. Oh man.
So anyway, somehow, all the people without ODM gear survived that castle.
Yeah. I know
Yeah,
that
at first I was like, why not just... Yeah, that was like, I think at the time was kind of like my main problem with the episode was the scene contrivance of just not leaving. But the more I think about it, I'm more like, okay, so apparently Ymir thinks she can still take out all these Titans, so she tries and then fails.
I mean,
So-
she does get them out though. So and I'm assuming too, but I don't want to know the answer. I'm assuming she's gone. But you never know with these Titan people.
Well,
But it looked like she died.
no, she's not.
Hmm.
She was still clearly shown, I think.
Okay. It looked like the scene kind of played out like we were supposed
Also,
to
I know
think
she's
she
not
died.
dead,
Well,
so.
she's missing arms, so I don't know if she bled out. So
Well, oh yeah, they showed her she was missing some limbs, but you know,
Oh, that's
Aaron
right.
had no problem with that.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. I forgot that
Titan-
scene. Yeah.
Titan shift.
Or
And
It'll go
like,
back.
and also Krista that's when Krista tells her, "Oh yeah, I'm Historia."
That's right. For some reason, the shot of her with like her missing her leg and stuff, I totally forgot that was in there. Like I felt for some reason the last shot was of her like closing her eyes inside Titan form. But yeah, right. There's that whole other scene, and she's like a Titan shifter, so that just means she'll grow her arm back.
Here, have
But
some
now,
veg-
of course, we have to deal with this because it's like, fucking again.
Yeah.
Don't
Like,
trust
did
anyone.
every single Titan in the world try to hide inside this one core?
How convenient that Aaron and the person they were looking for named Historia. Oh, that's a story right there. Oh,
Yeah.
found her.
The only thing that I'm not looking forward to is how this story will do everything to not tell us what the hell is going on, even though they clearly have somebody who knows all about Titan shifting now. That there'll be some contrivance where she won't divulge what the fuck is going on.
Well, we'll see.
Okay. That's what I expect to happen, because that's what happened with what's her face.
Yeah, she was just like, I'm going to become a beautiful butterfly. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Annie?
Yeah.
Annie, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay, Annie?
Yep. Want to talk about something really, really bad? Tokyo Ghoul, episode 8, Circular. As in, we keep going around in this hellish circle of death,
Round and
out of
round.
which there is no
round and
escape.
round.
Which circle of hell we're in now?
I believe the 11th. It didn't used to exist, but they had to make it special order.
Yeah, this is the ghoul hell.
This is certainly the worst episode of the show by far.
It
This
is the
certainly
most.
actively bad episode of anything this year so far.
It is so like unbelievably on the surface in your face. This is what you're supposed to feel. Now feel it.
Not even Motto can make this episode great, man. Like you're like, oh, where'd my hand go? Like,
The one moment in this episode that was good, and him like for some reason pulling out a Looney Tunes reference. You
Rascally
rascally
rabbit.
rabbit.
Oh my
What?
god. Oh my god, I want to kill myself about this episode.
I mean, like, what's his face, Kaneki or whatever. I can't believe I remembered his name. It's just like the whole like last 5 to 8 minutes of the episode is just him droning on about like everything we said last episode that's wrong with the show. He's like, why do we gotta fight?
Because the author's stupid.
Because you eat people, you dummy.
like we just want to live just like anybody else. Then stop eating people.
We can't.
Just
Therein lies the
corpse.
problem.
Go to a morgue.
And then he's like, I gotta somehow prove to him that not all ghouls are evil. Oh, wait, I'll just take a bite out of him. That'll work.
These shows clearly work on the defeat means friendship concept, don't they? No? Shit.
I will give this episode one prop, and I do like the little girl getting the revenge. I did like that. That was it. Everything else about the episode
Yeah.
sucked.
I mean, after everything she's been through, she deserved it. But being in this entire environment is not good for her at all.
Uh,
I mean, she eats people too.
I mean, what was this show trying to do when it establishes that crazy big eyeball white hair Motto somehow has a loving wife? Like, that doesn't even make sense to me. He is a psychopath.
Okay, so she died, and that made him a psychopath because he's hunting the killer. But whatever.
Whatever. He's not redeemable.
Like, and Toka's like screaming like, he's married. No, like, come on.
Yeah, she's probably killed lots of married people.
I care about this, but not about that random goon I killed in that last episode.
Right.
I want him dead, but now that he's married, it changes everything.
Exactly.
Everything.
I mean, and when you think back to like the first episodes where she's like, "Well, aren't you going to eat him?"
Oh, man, this
Also, remember
dedication.
the coffee shop is literally for ghouls who can't go out and kill people. Like that's just like some of our people can't go out and kill on their own.
Well,
But
you know what?
believe me, that's totally normal.
I don't want to delve too much into this, but I think that whole concept is suspect because that's not true. These people can kill people. As we saw in this episode, even little girl ghouls can kill people. I don't understand what they're driving at here. It's more if they had said the coffee shop was a place for people who don't want to kill people, then I would be more believable of it. But it's not that they can't.
Mhm. She just awakens her Bonkai, apparently. Yeah. Like,
Yeah, this whole show so far has not really done a good job establishing just what the rules are, because it's almost like whoever wrote this story, or at least the adaptation of it, just wasn't making it seem we can just us human beings can just easily relate to these supposed supernatural beings in this world, but like it's done a horrible job trying to connect why we should care.
well,
Like,
said-
look at the whole.
yeah.
They have. Are they still vague at the whole? Can they eat or just find some body? Like they keep dashing the line about that. How they actually necessitate while trying to, I guess, balance order in this world.
It's
City.
not clear.
Yeah, that's precisely the problem. And yet, the moment the main character, which for some reason has a regular has been like, I guess maybe he's, I guess, a fan of the manga, so I guess he might seem a bit defensive on the show sometimes, or like make corrections upon other people. But that
from what
his
I've heard,
whole spout is just, yeah, it's just like the viewer's supposed to automatically know the world is, and now we're gonna like understand that certain viewpoint to somehow clarify or add value to this, and it just fucking doesn't at all.
I think I heard like there's some things that they skipped that would have helped, explain some things or help, clear up some problems with the anime. Everything's just smushed together. Like they took pieces from certain chapters and just smushed them together and cut out other parts.
Well, yeah, and somebody also said that they cut out stuff that makes Kaneki a more interesting character, because like in this anime adaptation, he's like a goody two shoes, but I think in the manga he's more ambiguous about his morals. So that, if anything, that was the worst thing they could have changed.
Was that whole fight like a dialogue of that was like different from the manga, or
I don't know that. I mean, I didn't read the manga, but that's just what somebody said in the thread. They were like that Kaneki is not so like such a wimp.
because even if there was indeed like a better understanding of how ghouls function in the human world, like that scene was still dialogue alone was still goddamn bonkers.
Well, yeah, I don't expect the premise to be better in the manga though. I think we're all hitting on the same note. Like the whole premise of this show it revolves around what we saw in this episode, which is, doesn't it suck that you've got people on both sides and they're trying to be good guys, but they can't see eye to eye because the world is designed in such a way that they have to be enemies. That's the whole premise of the show. And it's not a good premise when, like, as a viewer, I can't pick a side. And I don't want to, and I can't get invested or feel good for any of those people. Like, I just feel like they're all just they all just in a shitty situation. I don't know.
Be one way or another shitty people.
I mean, what's his name? Amon. Amon is at least decent, but even his characterization in these past few episodes has been very questionable, I would say.
Is he like the straight-laced
Yeah, he's the guy that Kaneki took a bite of. Yo,
Yeah.
ho, took a bite of Amon.
Yeah, Amon, like, even he has a scene at the end of this episode where he cries unbelievable amounts of tears for Mado.
yeah.
And it's just like, what is going on here?
Oh, the tears coming from the patch.
Yeah, there are probably scenes that they skipped over with Mado and Amon that would have helped better characterize that scene. Like, oh, they spent this much time together. Oh, this is how deeply their bond is. But nope, we only saw them for like what, 4 episodes on and off. So it's like
They never did anything, in my opinion, to make Mado someone worth crying over.
Yeah.
I don't know, when like a crazy, like psychotic, nonchalant Karen bad guy. Well, not bad guy, but just an asshole. Like,
I mean, they basically pulled the Bleach
after
thing.
Toku gives that entire.
Okay,
like,
we won't. This character has no character until they die. When they suddenly have character. Feel bad.
Oh, that reminds me of that one guy. Who's that one guy in that Bleach filler? Was it not the Bound arc? Was it the Zanpakuto arc in Bleach filler arc? Like, this random guy who was like, "Oh, you hate him, he's the bad guy." And all of a sudden, he gets like it's boring, trying to make you sympathize with him. Like, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
They shouldn't have canceled Bleach.
Adult Swim should fund Bleach Blood War. It'll be great, trust me.
I don't want to. I don't. Unless you guys have something else, I'm done talking about Tokyo Ghoul.
Let's talk about something that's actually interesting.
Like Hunter x Hunter?
Crollo versus Crollo versus Zeno and
yeah.
Silva. Yeah.
Hunter x Hunter episode 52, Assault and Impact. In this episode, obviously all those nameless assassins get murked.
Another show.
Rip.
Rip indeed.
And then Zeno and Silva have to take on Crollo, and it's awesome.
Yeah, that was great.
Maybe
so
some
Crollo,
talk.
so
Maybe
Crollo,
talking.
Part where the entire part where Zeno says, "Oh, I could kill all of you guys in like 7 seconds," is like really dope.
Like my superiority to you can be quantified mathematically in this ridiculous number.
So it looks like Crollo's got some kind of special Nen power where he uses a book and he captures people's powers. I kind of like this.
He's got the copy power, the inevitable copy power.
Yeah, but the trick is that he can only use the power as long as the book is open.
Yes, it's an ability called Reading Rainbow. So he just opens the book. Take a look.
Okay, that's that. So that is the episode title and the Photoshop for your
You got
this
it.
episode sequel.
Oh. Yeah, he definitely got like antagonist powers.
Yeah, and it's good. I don't mind that. I mean, because I feel like as long as they introduce some kind of a weakness to it, it's good.
It's like, he has to keep the book open the whole time? That would be very annoying.
Yeah, initially you think, oh, this is so OP, but then you realize, oh, there's some limits to it. There is some limits to it that he has to do. And that's the thing about Nen. Like, you put limitations and contracts onto your net ability. It makes it stronger, but only in certain conditions.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think it's neat too how the show, like, I think it's neat how they put the Phantom Troop up against the Mafia, because it's like they're both bad guys in a way. So you
So
don't
I
really
can have fun seeing Finks just run through people and twist their necks like corkscrews.
exactly. It's like you get to be on the side of the Phantom Troop who are the bad guys because they're killing Mafia people.
I mean, if this was like, here is exactly how the Kurtaklan massacre went down, and it's Finks doing that, it's like, oh, this is terrifying.
Yeah, you wouldn't be rooting for him. But here it works. I like this.
Yeah.
Like, also in this
it's
episode,
like-
Kurapika was like,
Yeah.
I want to go kill some dudes, and, what's his name is like, no, my daughter's upstairs now. Okay.
Yeah. Jet Black.
Can I go kill some dudes now? No, she's downstairs now. God damn it.
And,
Yeah, I agree with you, Imperial. I cannot unhear Jet Black.
I keep hearing Jet Black, and it's like it's great to hear his voice actor back again. But yes, I was waiting for Steve Bloom to show up so we get Spike Spiegel in here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot this is like a dub premiere, so this is definitely fresh work for him.
Oh, that's kind of interesting. I didn't think about that. So
Me either until just now.
Yeah, this guy's he's still getting work.
Which is great. He's a great voice actor.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, they did a reunion with the four main for the Bebop Jazz event in Anime Expo last year.
But yeah, I mean, the only like I'm saying though, the only issue is that he's so iconically Jet that's like every time that Mafia boss with the eye patch talks, it's like I just like, where's Jet? I hear Jet.
I hear Jet, but I do not see Jet.
Anyway, that was this episode of Hunter x Hunter. Phantom Troop is still murdering people.
Yeah, it's like they just had the Mafia just take over like in multiple city blocks or something.
Oh, we
Also,
forgot to
like,
mention
They
the
can
funny
just easily enforce others, like citizens just shoosh away or evacuate like that.
We forgot to mention the part where that one Mafia guy just comes in, he's being controlled, he's like, I've gone completely insane. I just shoots everybody up.
Also, Killa was really mad at Kurapika.
Yeah, because Kurapika's leaving them out of of the situation for good reason, because he doesn't want to get them involved.
It's like,
with the
come
troop,
on,
but
we can handle
unfortunately,
this.
they're already
Smash cut to everybody is dead.
we could handle these guys. Oh wait, the half the city is dead.
Yep, you probably can't handle this. Anyway, want to talk about? No. Oh,
Yeah.
you want to talk about Unicorn?
Why do you even ask us? Just do it.
We actually made it to the whole premise of the show at least.
Mobile Suit Gundam Unicorn, episode 20, Laplace's Box. Congratulations to Man God. He called in the first episode.
That's what I've read.
Well, we don't talk about him because he's non-canon, so
I mean, he probably knew he probably knew anyway. Anyway, Laplace's Box is the original version of the Federation Charter that gave full rights to Space Noids.
Yeah, it's basically an amendment.
It's basically like, what if there was an original version of the Constitution that abolished slavery?
Yeah.
But then they just hid it somewhere.
You know what I hated about this too is that even after that reveal, even after they reveal it's like, oh, that's what this is, they keep talking about it as a box. Even in the scene where, and I gotta say his name, Full Frontal. Even when Full Frontal approaches the, Santa Claus and everybody else, he's like, I need to take the box. I need to take La Paz. It's not a box.
It basically is kind of Pandora's box, as in supposedly opening the box
Yeah,
would
we'll
cause
just
chaos.
call it the charter.
But also,
The charter.
I don't buy any of the reasons why it's important, because they're like, if you reveal this, it will become a major rallying point for all Xeon supporters, and it's like, they don't really need it. We're
Also,
already there.
what's to prevent them from just going, oh, that's fake?
Well,
I mean,
apparently, watch out next week to find out.
It was signed.
Come on, they don't have Photoshop in the future.
Well, considering this is the same universe where nobody knew what the princess of
Oh yeah, that's right.
Adelia,
Talia,
I forgot her name, Adelia in IBO. They don't know what she looked like because
Well, these are completely different universes.
Oh, well.
Okay.
So we need to fix these universes.
But yeah, like when they revealed that it was basically the box was basically an amendment, I was like, especially in the world we now live in, it's like I'm not really sure this was worth even spending 100 years in secrets and building conspiracies on. Like, unless you're a big fan of Universal Century lore and you like understand the new types or whatever, like I don't buy it. And yet that's what this whole show or OVA or whatever has been so centering on.
I'm actually much more impressed by the fact that they somehow have the power to override every satellite communication in the galaxy. And it's
That
like,
was Earth.
well, whatever. all
Honestly,
of communication.
My response to Laplace's box would be like, so what?
Yeah.
And so this show just got a lot worse because it's like this amazing MacGuffin they were all trying to find is just fucking so what?
You know what, though? It actually makes perfect sense. Because what else would this show revel in than more politics?
What could Laplace's
and,
box have possibly been than, like, a subheading?
Yeah, or just more like, this is you know, this is it's just anything political. It has to be political. It's like, oh, this is some, charter that someone signed back in the day.
Because, like, Full Frontal's showing up and he's like, the side co-prosperity sphere must be created. And it's like, what the fuck even is that? What? Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I'm talking big words.
He takes off his helmet and then he takes off his visor and you see his full face and old
Still
man
fat.
Santa Claus is just like, oh, it's the ghost of Char.
Hmm.
And I'm like, I don't care.
The red comet.
Is he a clone? Is he Char? Who cares?
I actually pay attention to the co-conspiracy sphere episode that was titled after that, and all that blabber Full Frontal said in that episode.
It actually
So
wasn't too difficult to understand. He basically wanted a free trade agreement and to basically starve the Earth.
Yeah. But
Yeah, he's Magneto, basically, right?
Could someone do like a parody dub of this entire show? Because your main antagonist's name is Full Frontal. Like, come on, like.
especially in a world with Samantha Bee has her own show. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's just. I'm pretty sure I would enjoy it a lot more if it was a parody dub.
I did read
Samantha
a
Bee
post
with Full
where,
Frontal.
It's like a porno.
Oh man. Oh yeah, and then the blonde Sasuke basically revealed he knew what the box was too. So like,
What's in the box? What's in the box?
Apparently nothing. It's not a box.
It's just words. That. Well,
That's a great line. Mobile Suit Gundam Unicorn. Just words.
uh,
Want to talk about Naruto Shippuden? I actually
Yeah.
do want to talk about Naruto Shippuden.
Yeah.
Naruto Shippuden 159, Pain versus Kakashi. And also Choji and Choji's dad. They all get wrecked. I do like how just the Asura path is literally just, what if I put an entire military arsenal into one thing? That would be cool.
Yeah. I have to say, as someone who's not seen this, like, I am still I still find it hard to believe that Kakashi died.
So
It just
Yep.
sort of came out of nowhere. I mean, like there was no build up or anything. It's just like, oh, he's dead.
Oh,
mean-
Rip Kakashi.
And
You know, Pain Arc is, did some shit.
I mean, that's what I've said before in the forums. Like, if this was a better show in general, then like, okay, I can see how it seemed believable. If it was this whole show in general was actually a bit different, then
It would
like,
work better if
then-
this was.
then use the postmodern technique of like using them out of nowhere plot or like scene directions.
This stuff would work better if we knew that this wasn't the penultimate or final arc.
Well, that doesn't, for me, it kind of bring the problem of like, wait, this Pain dude's supposed to be like to represent the ultimate bad guy of this whole franchise? If that was the case, if we lived in a different timeline, because so far he just seemed to be like a character connected to Jiraiya, but somehow he's gonna like end it all. Like, I don't know about that. Like, if that was the case, we would have a build him way long back, or just make Sasuke Pain or something or whatever.
Yeah, it's just you're gonna start to see it's a bit of a
or Orochimaru.
Orochimaru, just like. But
Yeah, I know. I'm still pissed off now thinking about that.
Orochimaru is like still one of the better villains in Naruto, but in this Pain arc, you'll start to see that there's really a lot of contrivances, really, in just the whole execution, this entire arc. But that's all I'm gonna say right now. So just keep watching, I guess.
People have been saying this is like the last good thing Naruto's gonna have overall.
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, they can show the Pain arc and then just drop it for Boruto.
It might happen though. I still predict they're gonna drop Naruto by end this year.
Yeah, if they
Contract,
the
the
Pain
4-year
arc,
contract should be coming up.
I would be so happy if that's what happens.
I mean, the 4-year contract. They had a 4-year contract for One Piece, so I'm pretty sure they have the same thing for Naruto. So
Yeah,
if they don't want to renew it, they could just end it after Pain. So, and it's actually a good ending spot. Not at the end of the arc, but it's a good ending spot. About getting away.
because like doesn't like the next arc go on for like years and years and years?
Oh yeah.
Well, the next arc after the next arc.
Okay.
Like, but all of the damage this Shippuden has suffered is far greater than One Piece's. So I suppose some One Piece fan out there would be like, yes, there is justice after all, if such a prediction comes true.
That's just when both shows are off the air. So, but yeah. Anything else anyone wants to say about Shippuden? This episode?
So
Rip Kakashi.
Tsunade finally, it's like, finally, my slugs have consumed everyone in the village. I can punch this pillar now. Like, I know the village is getting destroyed, but fuck this pillar anyway.
I kind of like that scene. It's one of the few times she does something.
Yeah, like just punches stuff with one hand, and then just go punch stuff out there instead of just, I don't know.
I kind of get that she has to hang back because she's the leader, that she has to just direct people.
Because she's the healer.
Right.
It's not that. Like if it was like the third or the fourth, they'd be out there wrecking shit. But because she can't heal the entire village, she has to.
For what it's worth, she got up from her freaking desk at least.
Oh.
I also wanted to play something else for you guys, because I don't know if you guys noticed this, but for some reason, when everybody ganged up on Pain and started attacking him, there were random Star Wars blaster sounds. And I found a clip of it, so you tell me if it sounds like it to you. It says to me. So why are there blaster sounds in our ninja show?
What was that like? His gravity stuff?
I don't think so. I think it was like somebody throwing a shuriken or something.
It's a light shuriken. Well, Naruto's
Also-
basically Star Wars when you get down to it.
Also, there were lightning clones in this episode, so I was basically like, this ends with like a filler arc with someone being like, "Aha, a pie style clone. It's made out of pie." That is the entire joke.
Yeah, the overuse of shadow clones in this whole show also kind of alludes the possibility of a huge character dying too. Even when it's like, oh, it doesn't seem to be a shadow clone this time. Like, I don't know, man.
Every single time a character dies, it's like, well, why couldn't that have been a shadow clone?
If this show is anything, it's The Boy Who Cried Wolf, like times 1,000.
Anyway, there was also an episode with boxing and Ghost in the Shell.
Yes. Don't ever meet your heroes, apparently.
Oh yeah, that's
what
that'd be rule number 1.
poor Bato learned that his idol boxer friend guy turns out to be a shady spy.
Yep.
It was me, Bato. It was me all along, Bato.
Oh boy. And I guess that's our show.
Wow,
Apparently.
no one had a lot to say about this Ghost in the Shell episode, huh?
No, it was very straightforward.
I will just say I like Bato. He's my favorite character on the show, so I always like an episode with him.
Yeah, Bato's great.
Yeah, he's one of the best things. So
Sure.
Anyway, thank you, C. Kohler.
no prob.
Thank you, Imperial Bishop.
Oh, my pleasure. I'm glad I could cover in at the last moment, so got here a little bit late, but yeah, no
Thank
problem.
you.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you, BB Boy 20.
I hope I wasn't too confusing.
No,
Nah.
Okay.
not more confusing than I am.
I think I'm the more confusing one. So.
I'm pretty confusing.
Box.
Anyway, we'll see you guys next week for a special Samurai Jack Season 5 episode. Until then, good night.
See ya.
Watcha!